artists have really not had a place in Seattle where they can go and share their experiences, especially when it comes to kind of the professional realm that's outside of like a bar or a coffee shop. And here we're not only sharing, but we're capturing that information, so it can live on beyond this evening and continue to be discussed.
Out there mostly from this, the burning ideas to me was mostly liking to hear people we don't normally work with give their takes on things, because I think the ideas really cross-pollinate much better than we would imagine. It's just, when would you ever hear them?
I think the thing that kind of caught my attention was the fact that, you know, when you start fundraising for a nonprofit, that it's not something that's organically going to be successful.
One of the biggest takeaways I had from Hive Mind Honey tonight was the idea that your art is bigger than you. Your idea is bigger than you. And then once you receive resources and support from your community, your art takes on a life of its own. And it exists without you, and it can continue without you. And that's something that I think is really interesting that we as artists don't realize a lot of the time. So
I think actually building community is not a tremendously expensive thing if you can give people a platform to share something that has mutual value.
I think that as much as actually having the money itself, it's also a sort of psychological vote of confidence that somebody or some entity believes in what you're doing.
What I want to talk about was actually one of the things that I really think really draws resources to people. It's all about energy and connection between people. If you focus on what you're passionate about in terms of your artistic work, and you create the best work that you can, it's going to draw people who come to you, see the work, are so inspired that they want to offer themselves to help volunteer with you, to offer you space, resources, money. And so it's really about creating that positive vibe by creating and being passionate about the work that you create.
Like finding a community that needs your artwork, finding a cause for your artwork to be behind. Those are the kinds of things that are really going to rally you towards success, is if you build a community around what you do.
Where you get the individual asks, where you get the individual stories of going out in the community and fundraising and not just asking an institution.
Just a reiteration that it takes years to kind of grow the community around you and your personal brand, which is kind of an icky word.
And I'm trying to find just an answer for that very question myself. I like Hive.